Traveling to Canada is an exciting experience, whether you're headed to the bustling streets of Toronto, the scenic mountains of British Columbia, or the historic charm of Quebec City. But before you even step foot on that plane or cross the border by car, there's a common pitfall many travelers fall into: bringing too many documents. While it's important to have your essential paperwork, carrying unnecessary documents can not only slow you down at immigration, but also lead to potential scrutiny, stress, or even denied entry in extreme cases. Here's a comprehensive guide on what you truly need, what you don't, and how to stay organized when traveling to Canada. Why bringing too many documents can be a problem. First, it can raise red flags. Bringing excessive documentation, especially irrelevant paperwork, might signal to border officers that you're unsure of your reason for travel or trying to justify something that doesn't add up. For example, carrying a stack of bank statements, employment letters, or unrelated contracts might prompt more questions than answers. Second, it slows down the process. Canadian border agents are trained to assess travelers efficiently. If you're fumbling through folders of paperwork, it can disrupt your interaction, cause delays, and even make you appear disorganized or suspicious. Lastly, it increases the risk of losing important papers. When you travel with a lot of paperwork, there's a greater chance of misplacing vital documents. Losing a passport, visa approval letter, or essential ID can derail your travel plans entirely. Know the purpose of your visit. The key to knowing what documents to bring, and which to leave at home, lies in understanding why you're traveling to Canada. Are you visiting as a tourist? Your document list will be short and simple. Are you entering on a work or study permit? You'll need to present authorization letters, permits, and possibly job or school-related documents, but only the ones that matter. Are you immigrating or reuniting with family? That will require more detail, but again, focused on the application you're presenting. Documents you actually need depending on travel type. For tourists, whether visa-exempt or ETA holders, you need a valid passport that must not expire soon, a printed copy of your ETA approval if required, proof of travel purpose like hotel bookings, itinerary, or an invitation letter, proof of funds such as bank statements showing you can support yourself, and a return ticket or onward travel plan. What to skip? Printed maps, full bank histories, utility bills, and documents unrelated to your trip, like leases or job contracts back home. For visa holders with a temporary resident visa, you need a valid passport, the Canadian visa pasted into your passport, a letter of introduction from IRCC if applicable, proof of accommodation, travel insurance if required for your type of visa, and a return flight ticket. Avoid carrying your entire visa application file. Officers only need to see the approved materials. For international students, bring your passport, study permit approval letter, acceptance letter from your school, proof of financial support, and address of accommodation. Transcripts are only needed if requested or relevant. Don't bring academic certificates not required by Canadian authorities, multiple years of tax records, or foreign student ID cards unless requested. For workers, including those with IEC and LMIA-based work permits, you'll need your passport, work permit approval letter or POE letter, job offer letter, LMIA or employer compliance number if applicable, and proof of qualifications such as a degree or certificate if job-specific. Avoid bringing large portfolios of unrelated work history, excessive resumes, or outdated contracts. Border officers want clarity, not clutter. For permanent residents landing in Canada, you need your co-PR or confirmation of permanent residence, a valid passport, proof of funds especially for FSW or FST applicants, an address in Canada, and a list of goods you're bringing, like Forms BSF 186 and BSF 186A. Avoid bringing the full application paperwork, tax documents, or job applications. Immigration officers already have your records on file. All right, let's talk about some tips to avoid carrying unnecessary documents. First, digitize what you can. Use cloud storage like Google Drive, Dropbox, or OneDrive to save copies of your important documents. Only print what you're told is necessary. Next, follow the government instructions. Whether you're a student, tourist, or worker, IRCC, that's Immigration, Refugees, and Citizenship Canada, provides clear guidelines. Stick to those and don't assume you need more unless specifically asked. Another tip is to use a travel folder system. Carry only one slim folder with clearly labeled sections. For example, Section 1 Passport, visa or ETA. Section 2, purpose of visit documents like an invitation or itinerary. Section 3, supporting documents such as proof of funds and approval letters. And lastly, avoid over-explaining. Some travelers bring too many documents because they fear rejection or want to prove their intention. That's understandable, but Canadian border agents are trained to detect honesty and consistency, not volume. So, stick to what matters. Now let's go over what not to bring unless specifically requested. Here's a breakdown of commonly overpacked paperwork. Utility bills are not relevant unless you're proving residency. Payslips, 1 or 2 is fine, no need for dozens. School transcripts are only needed if the school specifically requests them. Old job contracts? Border agents don't need your entire work history. Tax documents should be left behind unless you're immigrating. For bank statements, one recent one is enough for proof of funds. And personal legal documents like divorce papers or wills are not necessary. So why does Canada care so much about documentation? Well, Canada takes border security seriously, but also strives to remain open and welcoming. Their goal is to assess whether you are who you say you are, you will respect the terms of your entry, you have the resources to support yourself, and you pose no threat to public safety. Bringing only the necessary documents shows you understand the process, respect the border officer's time, and have prepared intelligently. It also reduces friction and lets you start your adventure faster. What happens if you bring too much? Carrying unnecessary documents won't get you banned, but it may raise questions that could delay you or complicate your entry. If an officer feels overwhelmed or sees inconsistencies, they may take longer to review your case. Ask for clarification you weren't expecting, or even deny entry if they suspect false information or confusion. What happens if you don't bring enough? On the flip side, bringing too little, like forgetting your visa approval or school letter, can result in being denied boarding if flying, denied entry at the border, returned home at your own expense, or delays in your study or work start date. So the key is to find the sweet spot. Bring just enough to meet requirements without overloading. Final pro-packing tip. Make 2 folders. One physical folder for border presentation with only essential documents, and a digital folder on your phone or cloud for backups in case of loss. Use labels, colored dividers, or a travel app to keep track. Organized travelers breeze through customs and get to enjoy Canada's beauty that much faster. Wrapping it up, when you're heading to Canada, it's tempting to pack every document just in case. But the smarter approach is to travel light and prepared. Bring only what Canadian border services need to see. It makes your arrival smoother, helps prevent confusion, and sets the tone for a stress-free visit. Canada is a land of endless opportunity, breathtaking nature, and friendly people. Don't let paperwork get in your way. Subscribe for more adventures. If you love smart travel tips, off-the-beaten-path destinations, and real-world guides for globetrotters, you're in the right place. Happy travels, and see you on the next adventure.